Where are C and G? Who led last time? You have about as much memory as I do. Well, you're near the keyboard, so pass the keyboard down. Third period struggled with this a little bit today. Let's see how well we can do. Second period. That's right. Second period struggled. Very much on the right track here. Let's do some claim proofing. In the best quality, Tan uses narrative shifts to answer the question of the importance of the pendants. Omar? But we're not really talking about perspective, right? We're talking about time. So you could say flashes back if you wanted to, or uses flashbacks. But we're not really talking about perspective yet. Anything else? Yeah.
Could you say explain instead of answer the question?
Explain the importance of the pendant. Yeah. Yes. However, I understand where they're going with that questioning thing, which I think will come about in a moment. Anything else? No? It's pretty solid. Let's chart the story as we did before with the flashbacks. We did this with two kinds, I believe. Talking about where it's two kinds or rules of the game. I can't remember which one. We're charting the different time frames. So in this one, we start in the ground. Present day. What facts about that one page of ground do we glean? Yeah. Mom's dead. What else?
The pendant reveals one of her main qualities.
But
she doesn't know what it is.
correct. So mom's dead, and the ground reveals a question. That's why they included question in the claim. The question is, what is my best quality? What does this pendant represent? She wants to ask mom, but guess what? She can't ask mom because mom's dead. She wants to ask the other members of the Joy Luck Club, but she's afraid that they'll give different answers from what her mom would give. She wants her mom's answer. She can't get her mom's answer because her mom's dead. I'm repeating that because Tan repeats this several times throughout the novel. We then flash back to when? Anybody notice how long ago it was? 5 months. Any other shifts? Yeah. Is that, she makes a reference to that, but I don't think we go there. You're right, Nora, that there's a reference made. I think the only other shift we have is back to the ground when she sees the cat in the window and she screams at it. And that's how we end the chapter. I'm asking this group, and I'm asking this group, essentially, why does the shift happen? This group has said to answer the question of the importance of the pendant. Okay? So we have a question established here. Su Yan cannot answer because Su Yan is dead. Is that true? Part of that statement's true. Anybody want to tell me which part of that statement that I just made is false, according to Amy Tan? How? What? Stories. Flashbacks. Telling stories. How can a dead woman possibly answer her daughter's question if her daughter tells a story about her and thinks about the story, reflects upon the past? Somebody finish that statement for me. Reflection on the past is the only way to understand. No, too specific. I'm looking for a general statement here, Omar. The present. Thank you. How has Tan borne this out to be true before? So now I'm looking for those specific details. Where else do I see this demonstrated? What else do I have to understand in the present by looking at the past?
I forgot to go, but she let everything just happen the way it is, like things that occurred.
Okay. It was Rose, right? Yeah, Rose. So when did I go to the past to understand what's happening to her in the present?
You flashback to things that.
Okay. To help me understand why she is the way she is right now. Good. Numerous times throughout the novel, we flash back to stories from China. We flash back to stories from America of a previous time in order to understand what's going on right now in the ground. This is a recurring strategy in Tan's mind, or in Tan's style of narrative. She constantly flashes back. Why? To answer these questions. And this chapter shows it really well. So this group's claim is doing an excellent job of getting to the heart of what we might consider an effect that is what literary device? What is this right here? Yeah, the movement, but this statement, reflection on the past is the only way to understand the present. What would we call this in literature? It's a abstract statement or principle on human nature that seems to be developed at multiple points in the novel. Theme, thank you, jeez. Folks, come on. Theme. We're talking about a theme in this literature. We have uncovered one of the central themes. And you know how wonderful this is analytically? Because it can totally account for all the flashbacks. Every single flashback can be accounted for through this theme. You want to know about Anne May and why she's so spineless? Let's flash back to a story about her from China and talk about her victimization. You want to understand who she is and why she acts the way she is? Go to the back. Go to her backstory. You're going to find this out in part 4 when Jing Mei finally wants to understand what it means to be Chinese. What it means for her to have this inheritance, something that she's been rejecting her entire life. The only way she's going to do that is by finally locking into that story about her mother and those babies. This is developed throughout. It's a consistent strategy. And once you see it, it's pretty glaringly apparent that that's what Tan's doing. So let's take a look at this claim and see how well this locks into this exchange. Tan uses narrative shifts to answer the question of the importance of the pendant. Do you want to change it at all, considering everything that I've just said? You're all waiting for me. I don't know, Mr. Clarkson. Do you want to change it? If you do, then I do. And if you do, then I hope you would show me how so I could just write it down and be okay with my life. Come on. Make it more, John, try it. True, you're getting closer to it. Answers the question of the present with the past. Good. Now what John's trying to do is he's trying to take the effect and he's trying to reword this, condense it so it's not quite so unmanageable, and throw it into that portion. You got the right idea. Omar, you want to try it? You lost importance, and I like the word importance here. Michael? To answer the, you're close. Since we've had 3 valiant efforts, I'll help you out. Let's specify this to flashback. In the best quality, Tan uses, type please, flashback to emphasize the importance of understanding, or of reflecting on the past to understand the present. Emphasize the importance of reflecting on the past to understand the present. Now, it's a general statement. So far, it doesn't really talk all that much about Jing Mei and what she's undergoing with the pendant. That's why you give a follow-up statement right after that explaining how it specifically applies. This arises specifically in the chapter when Jing Mei questions the value of the pendant her mother gave her and thinks about the gift moment to understand. Something like that. Then you go into your details. Explain the shift, what Tan is doing as an author. Make sure you prioritize Tan. Talk about how she's developing this theme. Possibly, if you want to go a step further, go into other stories where she does it as well. Got on a little bit of a rant there. Is that clear? Yeah? Other group, did you have something different? Did you want to add to it, change? Does that help you?
Yeah, it's about the same.
About the same thing? Cool. Then let's move on.